Hi, everyone, and welcome to Off the Chaos podcast. I am K6403 Barton, or Bree, and I am joined with.
Hey, I'm Sinzor, sometimes go by Dev. And we also have.
A dingbat, also by Cam, and I am Stuffy. I'm sorry. And we got also with us, last but not least.
And then I am JubJub632 or Thaddeus, and I'm here with everyone else.
Yay.
Woohoo! So, Cameron, you caught a cold or something?
Yeah, I'm coming off it though. I can talk. That's the important thing for today.
Yeah,
But yeah, just
be,
just a little stuffed.
I mean, I get that. I don't know, I know, I being sick recently too. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
I
must be
sounded
that kind of
horrible.
season. Because
I think
around
it
here,
is.
I've got a sick teacher. I was sick last week.
Yeah, like my neurology
Tis the
professor.
season to die from the flu.
No, I think it's just I think it's like the colds or flu going around because like my neurology professor, he got sick and we had class almost every day through Zoom. But yeah, I know I think it was me and another person caught COVID recently, and I was like, hey, cool. We're both sick at the same time.
Everybody's
Yeah.
getting sick, and I'm just out here surviving.
Well, you have nothing to get sick from out there. You live in the middle of nowhere.
I mean,
Well, I can say that too, but
there's not a lot out here.
I mean, I
That
say
is
that
true.
knowing I live literally in the middle of nowhere. Like Thaddeus and I don't know. As is today, I drove across town in under 5 minutes, which was kind of crazy, and I was like, holy
Hmm.
cow, is this
It's
town
not a
this
very big
small?
town.
It really isn't. So, but yeah, it's crazy that everyone's just getting like, ugh. And I don't know. It's kind of like spring as well. We've been getting a lot of windstorms too, so I'm thinking maybe it's hay fever, but no, we're talking like full blown colds and stuff.
All the bad stuff coming down.
Yeah. By the way, I heard it's snowing up north. Is that true?
Yes, yes, it is. It is very snowy where I'm at.
Oh man. Yeah, I know my sister was like, "Oh yeah, we have no school or we have no work today because it snowed so much." And I'm like, "Cool. We had no school today because we had a windstorm come through, so we're told to stay home."
Yeah, it was the craziest thing. Never had that
I
happen before.
I know I've had snow days, but I've never had wind days. This was a first.
Hmm.
Never had that. Didn't get that where I'm at. Like, it was about a month ago. There was a really strong wind chill that came through,
Yeah.
and my school was like, "Bundle up, you'll be fine." It's only negative some like 10 with the wind chill. You'll be okay. Don't stay
It's only a
outside for more than
little
10
bit
minutes and you'll
cold.
be fine. Good luck walking to class.
Think
Yeah,
about my
that
time
was
in Idaho. That's about what it sounded like. Was they get so much snow that yeah, they just kind of have to get used to it.
It's like, suck it up.
I know I pulled
Foreign
up
kids, deal with it.
I
Walk
pulled up
uphill both ways.
in the snow. Yeah, I
But
pulled up the
you were
map
saying?
in Salt Lake City during that time because my sister lives out there, so I was looking at it and they had I think it was 40 active car accidents going on and I'm like, well, it's Salt Lake City. Nobody knows how to drive there in general, so
True.
I mean, it's a miracle in Utah if you see someone using a blinker. Actually, I think that's why I stand out the most when I'm in Utah is because I use my blinker.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So, anyways, so what have you guys been up to?
Work, mostly.
Dying.
Yeah, not much. Keeping up with my classes. I've still got good grades for now, and then checking out some updates. I played the Genshin update, and right now I'm playing the Destiny 2 Beyond Light update. Or not Beyond
Oh,
Light,
cool.
Lightfall.
That's right. That came out this week, huh?
Yeah.
Is it fun?
So far, pretty good. I agree with a lot of the reviews I've seen. The story is very meh, but the gameplay is a decent improvement. Hopefully, they can keep it up for this year onto their final update with the final shape. That's right, that'll be the final DLC for now.
Oh wow. Yeah, I know. I've been wanting to play Destiny, but I only have it on my Xbox, and currently I do not have a screen to hook my Xbox up to unless I plug it into my roommate's TV, and then I have to get on my computer, synchronize the two of them together, and then I can play it on my laptop.
Hmm.
But in the process, it's going to be a lot of like cursing and making sure things are working.
Yeah, more work than it's worth.
Yay,
Sort of.
technology.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I was wanting to play Mass Effect the other day, and I was like, do I really want to go through the entire setup process for this? Do I want to give myself that migraine?
Yes.
And like, this was like right after, like, you know how in class, like, the Wi-Fi went down? So like,
Yeah.
I spent the entire class fighting with my phone trying to get Wi-Fi, and I was like, come on, pull through for me.
Feels like it's been a campus-wide thing, because even here at my apartment, yeah, the Wi-Fi will just outright cut out at times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. I know, like, when I got back to my apartment, the Wi Fi was working, so I was trying to get in our stuff, like, right before the deadline. I realized, oh, she gave us an extension. Cool. So
Hmm.
I wrote that extension out until the last possible minute.
As happens.
Diamonds are made under pressure, okay?
Fair
Yeah, but
enough.
pressure also causes fractures, and that weakens the metal.
Good point.
We're
So,
not talking metals, we're talking diamonds.
Well,
it's.
whatever you call it, it's all material science.
Eh,
Cha, joke's on you. I'm not a material engineer, I'm a chemist.
Oof.
I really feel for those material engineers. I swear, every time I see one of them, they look like they're on the verge of death. The same with the chemies, like the chemical engineers. I don't know what's
That's
driving
cause
them.
that's 'cause they generally are.
Yeah, I did physical chemistry last semester with a bunch of guys who were chemical engineers, and most of them look like they were ready to give up. Just in general, just give up.
Apparently just
sounds
sheer
like how a lot of the
willpower to
sciences
carry
go.
through.
I know, right? Like, oh my goodness.
So I know we discussed this a little bit earlier before we started recording, and we tapped on it a little bit last session. But just out of curiosity, just to go over it again, what are some uh, what kind of music do you guys like to listen to?
Hmm. I mean, I listen to a fairly large variety of rock.
I can bounce around quite a bit. I mean, like when you look at my Spotify, it looks like a bipolar person put it together because it's mostly like pop, rock. I got some orchestra soundtracks. I got some like movie soundtracks, and I even have like electronic music and dubstep in there, which is kind of funny because a lot of people are like, "Oh, you listen to dubstep?" Yeah, I do.
I can definitely read all of that. I kind of bounce around. As of recent, though, while I'm doing homework and stuff, I'll usually throw on a soundtrack or something in the background.
That sounds fun.
Kind of like scoring your own life and stuff, so that way you can get through things.
Hmm. I
Yeah.
remember seeing a post. I found it funny, but like, whatever your alarm clock is, that is your like theme music. That's the intro to your day.
Exactly. And like it's kind of funny because like I don't have a sound, like I don't have like music for my alarm clock. It's mostly like this annoying little upbeat kind of chiming noise and I'm like it makes me want to kill it every time and it gets me out of bed. That's all that matters.
Hmm.
Same. Like I used to have songs on for my alarm, which is kind of nice. It's a bit nicer than oh, what was I gonna say? It's a bit nicer than the annoying beep. But after hearing it for a little bit, like as my alarm, whenever I listen to it normally, it just makes me mad. Because I'm like, I don't want to wake up. I don't want to wake up, but yeah. I'm already
See,
awake, shut up.
I
see,
definitely.
my alarm
Yeah.
clock is actually a lamp plugged into a timer.
Are you a moth?
No, but that is the best alarm clock I've ever had.
I mean, like, I don't know, like, for me, I grew up with, like, my aunt waking me up by flicking the lights on and off, so I was like, I've desensitized myself to seeing light and stuff. Like, I don't know, everything short of being dumped off, like, having a bucket of water dumped on me cannot make me get out of bed. However,
Oof.
when I was in high school, I used to have Empire Let Them Sing by Bring Me the Horizon as my alarm clock. And that surprisingly got me out of bed. However, I saw like some guy on TikTok who does videos with like different metalcore and like metal songs as an alarm clock and rating the
Mhm.
efficiency of it. And one of the ones I wanted to do was I think it was Gravity by Architects. That one was hilarious.
Very nice. Very nice indeed.
I know
Yeah.
for a while there, for my alarm, I did have some more kind of like rock or metal or something like that, but kind of same as like with just tone stuff. I wanted something a little more quiet to wake up to. So as of recent, I've been using Around from the Hotline Miami 2 soundtrack, and then I think it's Rain on Brick from the Katana Zero soundtrack. So just kind of nice mellow songs to wake up to.
That sounds really nice.
What? You don't have any Metal Gear Rising soundtracks?
Surprisingly, I
Really
don't have the
Doom?
Metal Gear Rising soundtrack, but I do want to get it.
Didn't want to
Oh,
wake up to
man.
Doom or either.
Hmm.
Doom music kicks in. It's gonna be an epic day.
That reminds
'Cause,
me, remember that conversation we were having like a couple weeks ago about like, listening out for Doom Guy because there's that professor who's using
Right, the
taxidermied animals.
for drones. Hmm.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I was surprised to see that just randomly recommended by Google whenever I opened it up one day.
It's because Google knows you live here, so they're like,
Yep.
hey, did you know this happened below your apartment? No, I don't really leave my apartment.
I remember at some point there was a news article about a guy that taxidermied his cat and turned it into a quadcopter.
My
Some
dad was telling
crazy
me about that,
taxidermy things.
and like I was like, poor kitty. But like, yeah, I saw this like the what this guy did to the drone, like for bird. I don't know. It barely made it across the field, but still, I guess it's something.
People do some weird taxidermy crap with the animals and stuff sometimes.
Mhm.
I remember seeing, this was a while ago, I don't know if it's still a thing, but they taxidermied squirrels or gophers
Hmm.
around a wine bottle, and you pour wine out of the mouth. It's kind of weird.
Huh.
Ew.
Very weird indeed. Yep.
Ew.
I guess if you've got it cleaned up enough, that is still very odd.
No.
I mean, like, it had about an inch or two of the neck sticking out of the mouth, but of the bottleneck sticking out of the animal's mouth, but still.
Oh, so you don't get squirrel lips in your wine?
Ew. Stop.
Lips don't go blue, 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 blue as you pour it out.
Oh my
You
goodness.
directly kissed a squirrel.
Ew. I know, like, remember, like, in the high school, they used to have a taxidermied bobcat?
Oh yeah, in the library, right?
In the library.
Yeah, my sister went me up there one time, and she's like, what is that? And I'm like, oh, that's our bobcat. His name's Bobby. She's like, ew.
Only a little bit.
Yeah, well, I found out that was actually taxidermied by our middle school health teacher.
Huh.
Interesting.
Yep.
Bunch of weird dudes at that school.
I know, weird dudes in that town in general, I mean, my goodness. I don't know, like, sometimes I talk about where we're from and stuff, and people are like, you did those things, and you got away with it. And I'm like, yeah.
Mhm.
Isn't this normal? No, it's not. What do you mean?
Makes me think
What
of. I
is
don't remember
normal?
a lot of my dad's stories, but yeah, just him talking about like, oh yeah, we did this. Like, how did you do that? Why? But yeah, it's funny.
How did you get away with this?
I know, like, I hear some people who, like, lived in that town for so long, they're like, oh yeah, we did this and this, and we went to the next town over and did this, and I'm like, how are you still alive?
Why are you still here?
What motivated you to stay here and stay alive? I have questions.
Yeah.
What
Small
is
towns
life?
are weird. I don't know if anybody would remember, but like, I guess when my dad was in high school, because yeah, we're talking about hometown, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When my dad was in high school, apparently they football players brought a kid's Volkswagen Bug into the cafeteria because it was small enough to pick up and kind of fit through the doors.
You know what?
Yeah.
I really don't doubt that.
I'm like, I could see that. I kind of want to do that.
It's kind of like that time. Remember during band camp when we rolled up one of the kids on a rug and just dropped him outside and locked him out?
Oh yeah, that was fun. I remember that.
That was so funny. I swear, I've never ran so fast before in my life since that
Yeah,
day.
it was good. Good times.
Yeah. I know. Oh my goodness. I hate it when I'm talking about like stories from when like we do marching band, like the band camp stuff. Like people are always like, "Oh, that's kind of gross," and I'm like, "What's so gross
We
about
don't-
it?"
We don't talk about band camp. I don't get the joke.
I know. Like it took me several years to finally get the joke, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, no, 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 no! This band camp we're dying at. We are sweating profusely. I have to carry a 33-pound instrument. Like, no."
Rules are different here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But did
Yeah.
you die?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like
You don't know if you died? That's sad.
only on the inside. I mean, I was a sousaphone player. I was constantly dying. I had to walk around with limited amounts of water in me, limited breaths in between notes. And most times I was jogging because I had short legs and everyone in the tuba section was above 5'6" and I'm 5'3". So you can imagine
yeah,
the
so having
kind
to
of
keep up
stress
with
I was
everyone.
under. Yeah, like oh my gosh. I mean, my mom has a photo when she did me, Cameron, and Rob's graduation photos, and like my sousaphone came up to about right underneath my cheek, like it's that tall. I was,
Oh wow.
yeah. So,
Yeah, it makes me glad I never learned to play an instrument.
but it was so much fun though. Like, oh my goodness, we did so many
You can
crazy
play
things.
the flute. Make some heavy metal flute music. Why
Mm.
not?
That's one thing I would like to do. My brothers learned to play an instrument, but I never got around to it. I mean, I always wanted to like learn to play guitar. I tried that for a while, but never really stuck with it. And then, kind of same with piano, where I kind of wanted to learn it, but never really put the time into it. It's a hard skill.
It is a hard skill.
Yeah.
I know there's someone, and I'm looking right at his icon right now. I know he knows how to play several instruments, but only one song on each instrument.
I don't think that's me.
I haven't an inkling on who she's talking about.
Right.
I never learned a full song. You lie through your teeth.
You told me about the one time you annoyed your brother with playing Seven Nation Army on the guitar. Just the one snippet of it, too.
It's not the full song, it's just a
It's
couple of
just a
notes.
couple notes
It's
of it.
literally the only parts
Yeah.
of the song that repeats through it. I can tell you, because I played the full song when I was in marching band, and I can tell you, it's literally the same notes through the entire song.
That's usually how the backbeat goes. Driving it melody. Not melody. I haven't musicked in so long, I don't remember terms.
Well, the only reason why he dislikes that song so much is because he had to do it for his band, and yeah, he does not like repeating patterns.
Right.
I liked it because that was the first song I ever memorized in under 30 minutes. But then again, like I said, it's the same repeating note patterns, and then like we had like long notes we had to hold in between, and usually those weren't that bad. And then afterwards, it's just pretty easy. But yeah.
Yeah, bass instruments usually got a little easier.
Yeah, but we're the backbone of everything. We're like the backbone of the marching
Yeah.
band society.
Yeah, got the backbone. I feel like saxophones did more of like the harmony, maybe. Usually the middle, not usually the main part.
Yeah.
And then trumpets and flutes and stuff got the melody.
I know like the few times I played trumpet, I really liked it because it was just so light. Like, yeah, it was like really loud and everything, but I loved it. But yeah, I don't know, like I miss playing instruments. I really miss performing and stuff. It's one of my favorite things
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah, I brought my saxophone up here, and I am very out of practice every time I go to play. I'm like, how to instrument, how to music. What is this dot on the line mean again?
Yeah.
What is quarter?
Good boys deserve fudge always. Wait, no, that's the wrong thing.
I know, like, whenever I
Bees
was
bring
like,
girls to yard. What?
I know I
Oh
was trying
yeah.
to pick up the trumpet again, and I was like, how did I used to play into a mouthpiece this tiny? And like, I was just sitting there looking at it, I was like, I used to bounce between my tuba, my euphonium, and then to the trumpet. How did I do it?
At least for air, I noticed because I did tenor for one of the Christmas songs. I forgot which one. But after going from the tenor to my alto saxophone, it was a lot easier to play because I needed more breath support for the bass.
Yeah,
So, and going to the lighter instrument, it's like, wow, I can actually hit notes I couldn't before.
right.
As for I forgot what the embouchure, buzzing
Yeah.
of the lips, that I can't speak for that.
Yeah, my embouchure is pretty much shot at this point because I was playing the tuba up until 2018, 19 around there. And then I switched over to I took a hard left and I went to I went to playing the cello, which was kind of funny because I've never played a string instrument before that. Well, technically I didn't play a string instrument before that, but like
Didn't really have any programs for playing stringed instruments.
Hmm.
yeah. Yeah, I took it as a kind of like as part of my class schedule because I was like, I want to learn how to play the cello. Yeah, I need to learn not to play an instrument that's going to dwarf me and one that actually can fit into a car and not require me to call somebody with a truck to put it in.
So the hyper bass flute is out then.
I don't even
Shame.
know
What was
how.
wasn't one
No
instrument I remember
contrabass
seeing in
saxophone. Oh,
my music appreciation class, but basically it looks like a cello or something like that, but the neck is like twice as long or something. It's just insanely long. I
Dude, the body on that thing is like 8 inches. It's a pipe that's 8 inches, and the thing gets down to 60 hertz.
Oh wow.
The bottom of human hearing.
You can like feel it vibrating and stuff, but you can't really hear it. It was
Hmm.
crazy
Yeah.
because like I
damn.
remember like when you were taking a music appreciation sensor, like you were telling me like, oh, check out this instrument. You sent me a picture of it, and I'm like, no. You're like, but, and I'm like, no.
Imagine playing that. You talk about needing a lot of breath.
You have to do a lot of breathing exercises to play something that big because I can tell you, like, from playing something as big as a tuba, I had to work on holding my breath, playing, and like finding places where I can breathe and stuff. And like, my goodness, I could swim underwater so well while I was playing the tuba because of that. I was like, yeah, my lungs are made of steel.
The thing, I've seen videos on it, and it literally takes half a second for it to start producing sound.
Mm-hmm.
It's,
That's crazy.
Start playing on the beat before the director.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like I mean, like I was saying, like playing instruments that actually fit into the vehicle. I remember one time like trying to fit in my chemistry textbooks, my math books, and then the cello into Devin's Jeep, and I was like, it's not gonna fit, and like we had to crowd everything in there, and just it was not a comfortable ride into the school, but it worked.
As it happened.
It sounds about right.
Yeah. You guys listen to any good albums lately? Any good songs or anything?
Oh, let me pull up Spotify. I'm trying to remember what I listened to.
I know, I was about to do the same thing.
I have
what
my
do
Spotify.
music I do? Ah, no, I got logged out.
I've
This
always
This
This
is
on my
why
Spotify.
you don't clear your data.
No, that's okay. It works on the interwebs. Haha.
Okay, yeah, like if you guys get yours open, like I don't know, I guess like name off your top 5 right now at the time.
I don't really listen to albums per se, to be honest. I just pick specific songs and listen to that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like,
I have one singular playlist of songs that I like, and I'm looking at the numbers right now. It's 61 hours and 34 minutes long.
Oh my
Oh, wow.
not bad.
goodness!
Not bad at all. No, I don't want to play. I don't want to play it
It's-
right now. Anyways.
Let me see.
It's
Like
a long. It's long.
I don't have a
playlist.
singular playlist. However, I have a problem with making a playlist for every mood I'm in. So right now I have, see, oh my gosh, I have 40 different playlists going.
Dang.
I like
Interesting to
my
see how
music.
different they do it. Yeah, that's not bad. 40 playlists, you said?
Yeah.
It's
My
funny,
goodness.
Spotify. I know, one, for some reason, if I use it with PlayStation, I can actually use it. Like, I've got premium, minus I do have to still listen to ads, but if I don't, then I still have to deal with random songs, which kind of annoys me. But
Oh,
back
Yeah,
yeah.
when a
it's
friend of mine did have a subscription and he let me use it, I know I had a few playlists. I don't remember what I had, though, now.
yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, it's...
And I don't understand that.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know, the moment I could afford it, I actually got the premium because I'm like, I got so tired of hearing random songs I didn't even know and I didn't
hmm
like, and I'm like, I can't skip forward, so I got premium, and I was like, okay, yeah, cool. But yeah, like,
That that's what they're sort of hoping you do.
Yeah.
yeah, but
But I can
Tired
agree.
of
As soon
listening
as
to
I actually
ads,
have a job, I'll probably pick up a subscription to it.
That's fair.
right? 'Cause it's
mhm.
It's
nice having
smart.
money.
hmm
Smart. Too smart.
But like, I can tell you, like, I have been listening to albums all the way through. I guess I'm falling back into my Nothing But Thieves phase again, which I haven't done since around high school. And I've been listening to Moral Panic, the complete edition, over and over and over again, which is a bad habit of mine. Because if I have an album I love, I will listen to it until I get tired of it, or
hmm
until I memorize all of it. Like for example, like this summer when I was doing research, I listened to "This Place Will Become Your Tomb" by Sleep Token so much I actually debated for about a hot minute to include them in my contributions to my research because that was all I would listen to. Them and the Acacia Strain. Like,
I like to thank these random bands for helping me with my schooling.
I
They
would
got
like
me through a lot more than any of you did.
I would like to thank Sleep Token for keeping me from just straight up walking out of the lab one day because my PCR test failed for the second time in a day. Thank you so
Mhm.
much.
Yeah, they had a new album or something recently, right? I know I saw that pop up in my recommendeds.
Sleep Token?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have their new album, Take Me Back to Eden, which I need to put in my pre-order for because I want it. And like, I don't know, like it's kind of funny because one day I was just scrolling through TikTok and then I heard the summoning and I'm like, oh cool. Someone included in their TikTok. And I just kept scrolling because like I'm so used to like hearing their songs here and there because I like them so much. But then I realized it started trending. And then all of a sudden they just became like they just kind of blew up and I was like, okay, hi everyone, welcome. um,
And yet another niche community Breezen is no longer niche,
I
and she
know
has to flee the country.
it kind of cracks me up because like every single band I like sounds like a cult, and I'm like, okay, I think I have a problem.
Hey, speaking of cult, did you join Jub Jub's cult yet?
No, I haven't joined Jub Jub's cult yet. I don't even have Cult of the Lamb, so
I don't
Crap.
have an invite yet.
I can tell you every little bit of money I've been getting mostly has been going towards bills, groceries, my caffeine addiction, and then the little bit I have, I've been saving up for different things like okay, like I'm moving back down south for the summer, so I got to save up for that. And then I got like my money I'm putting aside for the albums I want to pick up, and yeah.
hmm
As is, I know like my mom called me this afternoon and was like, I need to find an album, I can't find it, and I'm like, any excuse for me to go into a record store right now, please, just give me one, just give me any.
All she needs is one.
I mean,
Needs her
like,
fix.
I mean, even though I have all these stuff on Spotify, I still listen to the physical CDs in my truck.
My CD player doesn't work anymore.
Oh no.
I
That's
know.
fair.
Sad. It's got a cassette player, so I might test if that works, but I
That'd
only
be
have
fun.
one cassette and I don't want to ruin it.
Oh
That's
no.
fair.
Fair enough.
Pick up one from the thrift shop you don't care about. That They're like 50 cents. When, because I found an old radio, so I bought a cassette that I'm like, if this dies, oh well. And yeah,
That's fair.
I noticed cassette tapes are making a comeback too because like
Yeah.
I was shopping for CDs again like you usually do, and I was on Odessa's website, and they have their new album. Oh my goodness, what was their new album called? Hold on. So they have their album. I swear I love Odessa, and I just cannot remember it at the moment. Oh, right here. So they have their new album, The Last Goodbye, on cassette, which kind of
Disturbed song.
no, damn it.
That's also a song in Persona. Or no,
That
that's
too,
Last
actually.
Surprise, not Last Goodbye.
Ah,
Close, but not quite.
I mean-
but now that you mention it, I noticed that too. Like, Gorillaz, they released their new album recently, and they were selling cassettes too, which I thought was kind of
Yeah,
odd.
I know. Like the Killers
So I knew
did the
records
same
were making a
thing.
comeback.
Yeah, like
So I knew records were making a comeback, but I didn't know about
Yeah, cassette
cassettes.
tapes.
yeah.
It's interesting.
yeah. One of the bands I enjoy, they haven't released any physical albums, except for one, their most recent, and it was on cassette.
Huh.
What band is that?
1st of October. It's like two YouTubers that do music, and they get together every 1st of October to write and record an album in 12
In
hours.
12 hours.
Wow.
Kinda cool.
It's awesome to watch. I
That's
could send
really
you all
cool.
the link.
Oh my goodness, that sounds intense.
If anybody listening is interested, check out Rob Scallon or Andrew Huang,
I'll put it in the description.
and you'll
maybe.
find the 1st of October albums.
How
They're
did
pretty
you
good
get to our
songs.
site? Don't worry about it.
Oh, speaking of which, Devin, did you see that they're 10 Years is going to be releasing one of their albums over again? Oh my goodness. I saw it and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're doing it on record or on vinyl." And I was like, "Just take my money, okay?"
I don't even own a record player.
I own a record player. I'll bring it with me. You can listen to it.
Get
They're
one of
releasing-
those-
They're releasing the Autumn Effect on vinyl.
Ooh.
I know.
I still don't own a record player though.
They're literally like you can buy one anywhere nowadays. Like I got mine during Black Friday, and I love it because my grandma loves whenever we play like Elvis on it. Although we've been having a hard time tracking down an Elvis vinyl.
Makes
You
sense.
look like a fan of Elvis.
I don't know, man. He's pretty good. He's got
My
some good stuff.
goodness. So, I went out to Roswell during the summer, and like, I remember, we went to this like trading post, and they had this life-size statue of Elvis in there, and I took a picture and I sent it to my mom, and she's like, "Don't tell me where this." I know. I think she goes, "Are you still in Roswell?" I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "It only makes sense that something like this would be out there."
Would be in Roswell.
It's a strange little place.
Yeah.
It's a strange little place.
They got
Right.
the aliens there. The grays or the greens. I don't know.
They come in a lot of different colors. Grays, greens, pinks, purples.
Polka dotted?
I haven't seen any polka dotted.
Ah.
I
soon,
have
soon.
seen one of the aliens in Roswell that somebody crocheted a bikini, and they were using it to model the bikini with.
That's a use
Oh
for that.
jeez.
And it wasn't
Makes sense.
it wasn't far from Bottomless Lake, I think it was. And I was like, wow, I know where this is at, and it scares me that I know where this is at.
Oh man.
But yeah. But yeah, no, I know like I picked up some albums from that trading post, and I remember your dad was like, "Do you even own a record player?" And I'm like, "Absolutely." It's one of the first things I put on my list when I was growing up of things I want to own is a record player.
That'd be fun. They are fun.
Mhm.
They
I
are.
need to get a new one because the one I got from my great grandma, and it survived a fire. So It definitely
Ah.
had some wear and tear to begin with,
Mhm.
and then
Dude, that's a sick
then,
story.
I know, right? But I think the belt broke in it, or it just got loose, so it doesn't play right.
Oh,
So, uh, since it's so old, I don't really want to try hunting one down. And the newer ones, they have like Bluetooth and stuff on there, so I can
Yeah.
hook up Spotify if I wanted to and listen to it through that. So I
mine
figure I'll get a
does
new
that.
one eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Eventually.
I can tell you it's kind
Yours
of
is
fun.
fancy.
They're pretty cool. Makes me think of though,
Yeah.
because yeah, for a while there in my family, we didn't have a record player, but I think my dad found like a really good intact version of the Beatles at a yard sale, and so yeah, from that day forward, he bought a record player, and we've been picking up records just here and there.
Oh
Dang.
dang.
Nice.
I know the recent one he added to his collection was he picked up Cowboy Bebop, the soundtrack.
The
Yeah, I've seen
original?
that at the
Yeah.
store.
Oh my goodness, that's so cool. Yeah, I don't really have like a lot of records, but I know like the ones I do have is like okay, I know people are gonna make fun of me for this, but I do have a 21 Pilots record, and yes, I was obsessed with them in high school. Um, I distinctly remember a time actually Thaddeus had to loan me a couple cents because I really wanted to buy a bracelet from 21 Pilots. I still have the bracelet, but yeah, it's one of the vinyls I own, and then I'm trying to work on getting a couple Odessa vinyls. The one I really want to own though is I do want a Crywolf vinyl. I don't care which one it is, whether it's Cataclysm or Skeletons or just. I wish I could afford Dysphoria. Dysphoria was like the one I really really wanted, but that one sold out so quickly, and that album is like one of my all time favorites.
Nice. Dang. Got one more of the fancy ones. Uh, I, when I got the record player, I got a lot of my parents' and grandparents' old records.
Mhm.
Actually, mostly of my grandparents' old records. And vinyl hadn't made a comeback yet, so
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of old country things. Some this,
Funny.
that, and the other. I know I got an Eagles. I found an
Oh, the
Eagles album somewhere. And I
You-
was like, I actually listened to this. I will take this.
I actually remember when you bought that album. We bought it from a thrift store in Durango.
That's right.
Because that's the same day that I bought that Golden Dragon, and my mom was so mad. And she got mad at you guys. She was like, "How dare you let her buy another stuffed animal?" And I'm like, "I love him." I still have that dragon though.
Nice.
Thinking of old records, though, another fun one we have is my sister Alexis actually decided to pick up the album that has Big Iron on it. So yeah, we have that
Oh,
one.
the
Funnily enough.
the Trail songs by
Yeah, the
Marty
Trail
Robbins.
songs. Yep.
Oh my
Nice.
goodness.
That's a good album.
It is actually
surprisingly.
pretty
Not
good.
gonna lie. Yeah, he's got good stuff.
I will never forget the time my brother was putting chargeable playlists, and like my mom was like, make sure it's appropriate, make sure there's no cussing in it, make sure it's all like she gave him this huge long list of like criteria for that playlist to have. And what does my brother do? My uncle has like these ginormous speakers that he just sits on the porch outside sometimes, and since we live in the middle of nowhere, we can play music as loud as we want to.
Mhm.
But my brother went over there, hooked up his iPod, and he played his Fallout playlist. And it started with Big Iron.
Mhm.
And then it moved into that one song that's like, I don't want to set the world on fire, or something like that. Like, it was so random. And like, we had like my grandpa's family over. We haven't seen them in like almost 5 years. And we have like this playlist playing in the background. And we were just, I was trying to stay serious for that entire dinner, but I could not stop laughing. And I was like, Mom's gonna be so mad. And my brother's like, I don't care. And he's like, Mom's gonna be so mad.
Where'd you get the old timey playlist? Oh, from a video game.
I know, my mom was like, how do you know these people? And we're like, Fallout. And she goes, what's that?
You see, the world ended in 2035. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey,
That's
we're
not even
coming
the
up
right
on that.
time. I know.
Maybe Fallout will get it right this time.
Wow, the graphics from this one is so insane. It looks realistic.
Hey, the thumb trick really works. Wait a minute. It's like 5 times bigger.
I think it was last semester when Jub Jub and I went to that rave on campus, they did have a drink called Nuka Cola or
Yeah,
something
they
like
had
that.
Nuka Cola
Nice.
Quantum, and then I forgot what the third one was.
I know they had like
The
this.
Sun
Nuka-Cola Dark?
Sarsaparilla.
Maybe?
Nuka-Cola
I don't
Dark's
remember.
the alcoholic one.
Didn't know that.
Ye-
Didn't get that far.
Yeah, no, like it was kind of funny because like they had one called like their uranium miner, and it like
That's
literally
right.
glowed,
That was
and
it.
I was. Yeah, like that one had like ginger in it and everything, and it glowed, and I was like, "This is kind of scary. Why is it glowing?" And I guess it was just because of the lights in there, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, if you put tonic water in a black light, it glows. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that's what
Nice.
they did. But yeah, like it was kind of funny because everyone's like, "Oh yeah, this is so boring. There's not actual drinks here," and I'm like, "It's a school-sponsored event.
Mm-hmm.
What do you
You're not
expect to
gonna
get
For
drink
drunk?"
the
drinks.
public.
Do
They
Yeah,
you
didn't
think we
ID
have
anyone.
money?
it was also kind of hilarious the fact that like I mean they had like the most random playlists and like they did like the me theme and
Yeah, the
everyone
Wii
just like
Sports theme. Mhm.
yeah they started moshing and I was like you guys got to be kidding me. But yeah, that was actually a really fun time and like I
It
noticed
was.
that yeah like Albuquerque's doing the Shrek rave and then they have the Bubble rave and like their catch for the bubble rave in Albuquerque was "Oh, cool is dead" or something like that. I can't remember. It's kind of
Yeah,
funny.
it's
Yeah,
just have fun. That was one of the
yeah.
taglines.
And I was like, do I want to drive an hour to go to this thing?
Of
Maybe,
course.
possibly.
Just don't go offering anyone there a Jub Jub. Kinda need that one back.
I know that I'm forever laughing about that question on my physics exam where it was like, okay, so you're given a jub jub, and I'm like, first of all, shouldn't we ask him before we just give him away to somebody?
You may not have the Jub Jub. The Jub Jub is ours.
That's one thing I
Dr.
found
Mao,
funny
why?
in my acting class because we were doing the Jabberwock, and so the Jub Jub bird does appear in the Jabberwock. So,
Yeah.
yep.
You see, when you were gone on mission, I texted Devin one day because we read that poem, and I was like, "Is this where he got his name?" And he's like, "No, I don't think so."
Yep. So I got mine from Star Wars Battlefront, but I'm wondering if that's where the name Jub Jub originated from, because I don't really know.
Possibly, I'm not sure. I mean, like, I don't
Because
know.
it's either that one or in Star Wars, one of the Ewoks, if I remember right, was named Jub Jub, or at least that's what I've heard. So,
Ah, I see. Yeah, I know. Like your acting teacher is actually my teacher for one of my classes I have, and some of the acting exercises she puts us through to kind of like loosen us up for class and everything, they're not easy.
I
Like
think
one
the
of them she
hardest,
had us.
or I think the hardest one we had was the grocery one was interesting. No, actually, yeah, probably the grocery one. I was about to say the name one, but the grocery one is just the same thing, except for you don't have their names to go off of. You just have to remember what they listed.
Could you explain this?
So the
So
way,
I hear groceries and I think my job, and I don't want to think about my job.
no problem. So the way it works is, you're going shopping for a grocery, and so basically you go down, A, B, C, D, and so someone starts, you're bringing A, and then B has to list both A and B, and you go down the line until everyone's listed an item, and then listed everyone else's item, basically.
Oh, I hate these memory games.
Yeah.
yeah, and then like on top of all of that, while you're listing out those groceries, like the one that thing that she made us do was like we had to make it sound sad, so we had to elicit the
Yes.
emotion of
Yeah.
sadness. And it was so hard because like one of the guys in the class, he was really good at it. He kept his composure through the whole thing. However, he said I think it was like beans, like so
Hmm.
sad. He's like beans, and like he almost broke down. You could literally see this guy about to cry, and I was like, I cannot. I'm gonna start laughing here soon. And like when it got to me, I was like, I could not remember a grocery that started with the letter I, and I
Hmm.
was like, I don't know. And they're like, how about ice cream? And I was like, you're right. Ice cream is a grocery.
Hmm.
Oof.
But yeah, I definitely agree. It's difficult to figure out, like, making sure you, like, add emotion to the line sometimes. Because
Yeah.
especially whenever she's asking, like, try and express it sadly, but I'm generally a cheerful person, so just figuring that out.
Right. I know. It's just I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen you sad. I don't think I've really ever seen any of you guys sad. So like I don't know. I can't imagine all of us trying to do that kind of like an exercise together. It was just
Hmm.
I don't know. But
I
yeah,
don't know.
like
I feel like I could act decently, but I'm pretty sure it comes off pretty forced.
I
I
mean like
can't say.
I don't know, like some of the videos we used to record in high school, I look at some of your stuff and like it looks kind of natural. I think the only person who kind of forced his stuff was probably Rob.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That bit was too long. We could talk smack about him. He's not here. Just
I
kidding.
know,
Just
right?
kidding.
Like,
Oh, that's
All right.
mean.
Not go too deep.
Let's talk about
Totally
his
not gonna see this.
let's talk
Let's
about his
talk-
Russian accent first of all. There's
Hey,
so
hey,
many
hey.
things wrong with it.
Hey. Okay. But yeah, that bit I think went too long. That had Robert in it. Jeez.
So what we have here is an outhouse.
Oh my gosh. Are you
It's
talking
the
about
TARDIS.
Yeah, oh my goodness. I used to watch that and I'm like, what am I wearing? Why am I wearing it? And I remember like my mom used to have that rule of, Brie, you cannot go to school in a t-shirt. You have to go to school dressed nice. So like when I see myself in those outfits, I'm like, that was so not me. Why? Why?
I've been wearing the same outfit since like first grade. Always like a graphic T-shirt and jeans. That's
Yeah,
basically my
just
style.
normal.
Wore shorts a lot more as a kid. Not really anymore.
I definitely changed it up quite often.
I've seen
I
that
can
before,
assure
yeah.
you that you have, because considering that you used to dress completely differently than you do now, it's kind of interesting seeing how that evolved.
I still
It's
have
true.
that black multicam jacket. I still wear that on occasion.
Yeah. I mean, that jacket saved my butt so many times. So they'd be like, Devin, hold this. Devin, hold this. Devin, hold this.
It has
Ew.
pockets galore.
Mini pockets.
Many.
Oh no, it didn't have to stop the pockets in the jacket. There's also pockets he used to wear on himself.
Yeah,
The man is just a bunch of pockets.
they
And
had
then, like,
shoulder pockets too.
Always
Him
ready.
and his brother started this competition of who can wear the most pockets. And I'm like, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Why are you guys even doing this?
Why aren't they doing it?
Oh
Why
my
aren't me
gosh.
doing it?
Right?
Because I'm a girl and, women's clothing, we're not allowed the access to pockets.
In all
Balderdash.
fairness, Mr.
funny,
Tristan
yeah,
did
that-
win that.
Mr. Tristan won that? Are you serious?
He did have the most pockets.
Oh my goodness.
From what you told me about him, I'm not entirely surprised.
Yeah.
Mr. Tristan
Although-
is a trip and a half. I can tell you that. Like, oh my goodness.
Although
That's
my
what I've been
work
told.
pants now, they have about 7 pockets
Oh wow.
Nice.
alone. And
Wow.
then of those 7 pockets, 4 of them have sub pockets.
There's pockets in the pockets. Who would have guessed?
So perhaps the competition is back on.
No.
John
Too
has
many pockets.
That's possible.
There's not a thing as too many pockets. Especially when you're doing like blue collar stuff or when we're on set, pockets are useful.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
I have never been like on set for anything before, so
It's fair. Besides our little projects. But even then, pockets are useful.
Oh yeah.
I know in theater, like we used to love having pockets mostly because like I used to store things in there, and then
Exactly.
snacks,
Exactly.
lots and lots of snacks.
Let's see, I got gaffer's tape, I got a screwdriver, I got a quarter, very important. And then, yeah, this one has my pretzels and my chips and, oh look, a candy bar. Forgot that was there.
Oh hey, snacks.
How long has that been there?
I don't remember this.
It says it expired in 2016, it should be fine, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Jeez.
You
I
know-
actually remember in theater when for like one of our shows, they cleared out the concession stand of the expired stuff.
Mhm.
It's like about a year old, and they're like, "Here you go, eat at your own risk." And most
Yeah,
of it actually wasn't too bad, to be honest.
I feel
I
like
think the worst thing was the sour straws because those were like hard. You
Oh
could still
no.
kind of suck on them and get the sour taste if you really wanted to.
you gotta really work for that flavor, you know?
Yeah,
It makes me think
it
of
wasn't worth it in my opinion.
makes me think of one field trip we had, but for some reason we were going through like the benches and we found like some flaming hot Cheetos or something just in the seats.
No!
Oh dear.
No.
Thaddeus,
didn't.
tell me you
I
didn't.
didn't eat it. I didn't eat it, but someone else definitely found it. And some of them were.
You know what? Like with as many people as we went to school with, I feel like most of them would do that. Like eat something they should not be eating. But then again,
See
like
a
the
lot of
group of
people
girls
like
I used to hang out with, like we used to like mash our food together because let's face it, the lunches at the school were not the greatest.
Yeah.
And like we used
Pizza
to
days were
turn
great.
them into the most disgusting things ever. And I remember like at one point like we started mixing like vegetables and potatoes and milk and monster together and like we were like, "Oh, let's try eating it." But of course, us being as stupid as we were, we would always get sick right afterwards.
Hmm.
So it goes. I think the only concoction I could think of that I don't know if you remember this, but I remember we mixed a bit of chocolate milk with some orange juice. I forgot what portions,
Oh,
but it was actually really good. It tasted like a chocolate orange, from like Christmas.
That could
And it was
work if done right.
surprisingly tasty.
is that actually
But
a
I don't
thing?
know what the ratio was for it. Chocolate
Oh,
oranges?
chocolate oranges? Yeah, they're a thing.
Yeah, they're really good. I like the dark ones specifically, but yeah.
I have never had one before. This is like I mean like I've seen them in videos, but I thought, oh, people are just kind of crazy. But no, apparently like it's a thing.
Yeah, they're really good. My dad, when I was growing up, he really liked them. I didn't get into it until actually coming up here. I tried some more, and I was like, oh, yeah, these are good.
Funny how that happens.
Yeah, taste buds change over time or whatever.
Yeah, as you grow, sometimes you start to like things that you didn't like before, like vegetables.
Hmm.
And not a word was said.
You grew to like vegetables? Wow.
No.
Wow.
That would be the day. There would be much celebrating, much joy.
Yay.
But alas, vegetables are still meh.
Now, I remember his dad and I were trying to talk him into eating fried zucchini, and he would not budge. And we're like, come on, it's really
I
good.
didn't like the sound of that to begin even then.
What? No. You don't understand.
fried
Devin's
zucchini?
dad.
I think it's pretty good.
Devin's
Well, they
dad
definitely have
makes.
fried pickles.
Devin's dad makes like absolutely the best fried zucchini, and I am convinced that man is a really good at cooking anything. Because I can tell you, so many times I have found myself where I'm like, I really, really wish I could just drive back up there, just for dinner.
The only time I can think I've had fried vegetables was when I was in California and we had dinner with a vegan.
Huh.
And they were alright,
Yeah.
but I still like meat more.
Yeah.
It's just not the same.
Not the same.
Yeah,
I know my
No
cousin.
matter how
give it
hard you
up.
try.
Yeah, my cousin has lived with us. She's vegan, and I mean, like, there's some dishes that she makes that I really like. She makes like this broccoli and cauliflower thing, and that stuff is so good. It is so good. But I don't know if I can eat just vegetables every day.
Exactly, yeah.
I
Like some
have-
of the stuff are definitely more of a side dish. Like, I think pasta counts, actually. So, I mean, you can have a lot of that too, but
I
there
love
comes
me.
a point where it's like, I need something else.
I mean, like
But-
when I was living in Massachusetts, I had a lot of pasta as well, though. But like after some time, it kind of wears on you. You're just like, do I really want pasta again? Not really.
I guess it depends. If you're an Italian, you could probably live with pasta for...
There
Ever.
are some I don't quite know what you call it, metabolisms that make it so there's certain foods that you just cannot survive on. So there
Yeah.
are people out there that, despite all their efforts, they cannot go
Literally
vegan.
could not.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
physically cannot.
Yeah. And like that's something that's respectable. Like I know some people are like, oh, like why do you still do this? And I'm like, because I can't go without it. I have
Yeah.
tried again. I cannot. But yeah, like I don't know. And I mean, I don't know. I like vegetables. I like meat. I like everything in between. I'm a bread fiend. Although I should not be eating bread, I still do it.
See, now that sounds like an addiction.
Some like allergy thing.
I mean, like, no, so I don't have an allergy. I have a condition. So I have what they call Meniere's disease, and it affects my balance and my hearing. So I can't have things like a lot of gluten and a lot of salt because that affects, of course, my balance.
Right.
I get a lot of vertigo with that. But like, I'm not supposed to be eating a lot of bread and pasta because I remember my ear, nose, and throat doctor was like, please cut back on the pasta, and I'm like, I'm gonna try, my good man, but I can't promise you anything.
Or anything.
Anything, except for that weird. I don't know. I had like this weird time too, at when I was going to school at Salmon College. Like, I used to have an allergic reaction to their pizza. However,
Yeah.
I hope okay, I'm gonna say this as a disclaimer. Mr. Williams, if you're listening to this, I am sorry. I learned to love this class, but there were times that I had desperate measures I had to take. But anyways, I used to want to get out of my Calculus 2 exam, so I would go down to the cafeteria, I would have to be fighting Devin, and I would have to be trying to shovel that slice of pizza in as quickly as humanly possible so that way I can get into an allergic reaction, so that way I had to go into the ER to avoid my Calculus 2 exam.
That really doesn't sound healthy.
It
Don't know
wasn't
if that's the
healthy.
wisest choice. It works.
I
Just
mean, I
probably
guess.
not smart.
I
I
ended up
forgot who
passing.
I forgot who I was with, but for some reason I got a lot of bloody noses. But around them, I got somebody. They're like, "Man, can you just like do that on command? Do you do that ever to like just get out of class?"
It
Yes, I
doesn't
can.
quite work like that.
Yeah.
Let me just summon my allergies out of nowhere and let's see how this works.
Oh, stand by while I cause myself to suffer for your entertainment.
Big mood. I know, like, I don't know. I mean, Calculus 2 was a hard class for me. So that's why, like, whenever I see, like, Jub over here struggling with it, I'm like, I can sympathize with you. I am so sorry.
I'm
But,
almost
like,
there. Last exam, I got an 83, which that was really good. I did a
woohoo!
lot better than I was expecting,
Well
and
done.
That's
I
really
did still
good.
do test corrections, so it should be a little higher than that even.
That's awesome. Yeah, like, I know, like, I don't know, Calculus 2 is, like, one of the hardest classes to pass in the Calculus series. After that, Calculus 3 is, like, a breeze. However, I know like some people are like, "Oh yeah, you can take that class just for fun." Like I know like one of my friends, he was saying that he took it just for fun, and I was like, "Nobody takes calculus 3 just for fun,
Hmm.
Sure
It's
they
unless
do.
still calculus. It's
yeah,
just
like
not as bad as
unless
Calc 2.
unless you're a masochist or you really enjoy math, you do not take calculus 3 just for fun."
Yay, masochism.
Most likely the former.
Yeah, I don't know. We were teasing him one time. We were like, "Oh, did you take it because of a girl?" And like, yeah, it was a fun teasing.
Like seriously, you have to have some sort of motivation to be in this class.
Hmm.
It isn't just for fun.
I mean, like, I had a really good calculus 3 instructor back at San Juan College. Like, I can't remember his name right now, but I remember he was really good. And every time we did an exam, like, it was open notes, so we were able to use our notes to go through the exam with it.
That's always
And,
nice.
like, he used to play Pink Floyd through our entire exam, which was, like, for me, it kept me calm because, like, when I was in high school, I used to study listening to Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin, so, like, it kind of, like, centered me, made sure that I was good, everything was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pink Floyd's definitely good stuff.
Hmm. Yeah, I know. My last car I had only had a CD player in it, and I bought a whole ton of albums I could listen to in the car. So like, I had a ton of Starset. I only had the two albums for Starset that were out at the time. Had my Odessa, of course. I had to have Odessa in my collection. I had Led Zeppelin, and then another album. I think it was like a mix, like a burn CD that someone put together for me, of like a mixture of 80s songs on there. And then I also had, oh my goodness, what was the other one? I had so many things like rolling around that car. I think I had a Florence and the Machines album in there too. But like it got stuck, like one of my albums got stuck in the CD player one day, and I was like, I don't know if I trust you anymore. So I started using like where the sunglasses usually go. I would
Mm.
just shove my phone in there and like I would turn up all the way and have my music blasting as I was driving to school.
My CD player doesn't work.
Oh,
I've said that
I
before.
mentioned that.
I know you. I was
Yeah.
gonna say you just mentioned that like earlier.
You
Like
mentioned that.
I really wanted to say hello to the podcaster. Welcome to the second topic.
Jeez. Yeah. I ended up for my car. They make these FM not receivers. What's the
Yeah, the
opposite
little
of receiver?
radio,
Radio tuner.
mini broadcaster things for Bluetooth.
Tuner.
I've
Yeah,
got one of those
broadcaster.
too.
Yeah, just like a little broadcaster thing you stick in the cigarette lighter, and it like very short range of FM signal, and you just tune your radio to an empty station, and yeah,
Yee.
just Bluetooth Spotify, and there you go, music.
That's what I do. If I
I
can't
was
find my
gonna say-
tuner, I'll just put my headphones in. I know you're not supposed to do that, but hey.
He likes to live dangerously.
Well, to be fair, you know, where Sensor lives, it's very, very flat and very, very boring. And if you don't have any like music or mental stimulation, you're gonna fall asleep eventually. But then again,
Yeah.
I am kind of guilty of calling him when he's driving and being like, "What you up to? What you doing?" I'm probably contributing to the headphones in the ear situation.
Perhaps.
To anyone who out there who's listening, no, I am not the cause of car accidents. You cannot prove this.
Skirt!
Jeez.
But yeah, like I know, like I don't know. My car right now, I am in love with it because it has an auxiliary input. So like, I bought this little thing that plugs into it, and I can Bluetooth my phone to it, and I can listen to my music as much as I want to. And then I also do podcasts because, well, let's be fair. Whenever I was driving down to Las Cruces through the summer last summer, I'd be driving really late in the evening. And so, like, I would be like, okay, I cannot fall asleep. I cannot get distracted, you know, all these different things. However, I put on a podcast. And of course, what do? I put on a stinking, like, ghost podcast, like, Two Girls, One Ghost. And, like, they'll keep me going through the entire trip because I get so freaked out. I'm, like, clutching my steering wheel and I'm like, I'm scared. I'm alone on this interstate by myself. Where is Elephant Butte?
Oh, sorry, they scratched the E off so you can't find it anymore.
So it's just elephant butt.
Elephant butt.
I'm not gonna lie, that's what I used to call it when I was younger. Because I remember when I was in high school, one of the I think it was a Native American program. They took us out to NMSU to do a school tour, and like me and my friend at the time, we would constantly say that like elephant butt.
But
Yeah. And it was so funny because like me and her, we used to crack that joke over and over again. So we're like elephant butt. But yeah, like we did a school tour here at the college we're at right now, and then we did NMSU, and it's kind of funny because like going back to school out there during the summertime last summer, I was like, this place is as big as I remember it. I want to go home.
not like big places.
I mean, like I like big places. It's just sometimes I get intimidated by it. For like for example, I did a
That's
school
fair.
tour at MIT one time, and if you've ever been to MIT, you will know this for a fact that we walked that campus for 4 hours, and we only covered a quarter of it.
That's big.
And yeah, like and then we were talking about like the main hallway and like, oh yeah, you know, like during class like passing period, sometimes people bump into each other, sometimes it's like it gets crazy. And I'm like, I can't handle this. I don't think I can physically handle this. And like I remember like walking outside and thinking about it because I was like, I really want to go to school here, but I can't handle being Cambridge every single day.
You just have to learn to love people and all their idiocracy.
I spent
Yeah.
3 years in Massachusetts, and I still got claustrophobic in the town I was in. Given that I was 20 minutes from one of the bigger cities, but like I could not handle being in a space with that many people. It drove me up the wall. But I mean, like I like the school I'm going to right now, and everyone's like, "Oh, but the town's so small." But I'm like, it's literally not that bad. You guys have a Walmart, and that's
Yeah, it's
like
got
I
what it
keep
needs.
saying that. Yeah, like I'm like, you guys have a Walmart. You have a Subway next to the Walmart. You have not only just a Burger King, but you have a McDonald's too.
Yeah.
Then we
think
have
that's not too
both
bad.
a Little Caesars and a Domino's. We have a lot of burger.
Yeah, we do have a lot of
Just
burger, which I
That's
have
very
yet
nice.
to actually drive over there in the morning and get a burrito because let's face it, I don't get up early.
yeah.
That's
As
fair. That
is,
is true.
again, like if my professor hears this, uh, Mr. Johnson, please don't get mad, but I literally laid in bed the other morning right before Spanish, and like I was like, this is comfy, and I literally watched my phone. I was like, I should get up and shower soon. I should get up and shower soon, and I waited until 8:45 before I crawled out of bed, threw on some clothes, and just ran to Spanish.
And she was still late.
Oof.
Try as I might, I have been late to a lot of classes this week. But I keep explaining to my instructors that like I'm so sorry. I will be early next week, hopefully. But like last week, I showed up late to classes, and I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember anything anyone said to me in those classes. The COVID fog was real. I don't even remember taking my biology exam, but I scored an 86 on it, so I'm assuming I did good.
Good enough.
I don't even remember what we went over in Spanish class.
I would assume Spanish.
I would
That would
assume
be the
so. However,
logical
like
thought.
No, wait, that day was French.
Oh, of course.
another romance language.
No wonder I failed.
I know, like one of the like, there's two girls in my class who are making sure that I pass that class, and they always like. One of them is just so patient with me, and I'm like, thank you. If it wasn't for you, I'd probably be like not doing so well in here. But yeah, so. But yeah, let me tell you, classes, this school, everything about it, it's a trip. Well, guys, shall we conclude for the week?
Yeah, I think that's about it for now.
Thank you, everybody, for watching the Off the Chaos Talk podcast. I've been one of your hosts, Sinzor.
And I'm K6403 Barton.
I'm a dingbat.
And I'm Jub Jub.
And we're signing off.
See you next time.
See you next time.
Bye. Yay, I'm stopping the recording.
I'm still going.